Yeah.
We're we're live. We're live. We're live. What's up, everybody? What's up, family?
Hey,
What's
Brooklyn.
hello? How you doing?
Everything is okay. Everything's okay. So, what today? What y'all got for us today?
Well, today we're going to be talking about Fred and Rose West. They were serial killers in the
Okay.
UK.
In the UK?
Right.
Yes.
Wow. All right. Let me hear it.
Okay,
Wow.
well,
Wow. All right. Let me hear it. Somebody
well,
got there. Go ahead.
these two were husband and wife, and they were serial killers. Um, this couple was horrific murderers. They even murdered some of their children.
Right.
They also murdered a lot of other young girls, but this was something that they did. Him and his wife. To me, they were really, really crazy people.
Right.
So, Diva, you want to start it off?
Yes. Fred was uh Fred was born to his mother and his father. Fred father took a liking to him. So that's where some of the abuse came in at, and he was very gorgeous. He had beautiful blonde hair and beautiful blue eyes. But as you know, as he got older from the mental and emotional and physical abuse that he went through, he bought a motorcycle and he ran into this little girl, but he got really severely head trauma. He laid in a coma for a good while. And he finally woke up out of his coma and he had changed some, but not, a little bit where he became troublesome. And he started getting into trouble and everything. And he really was a loner. The only people that he really had as friends was his siblings. People used to tease the way that he looked and everything. But he also had a thing with the girls because he had the blonde hair and the blue eyes. Well, he got aggressive with a young lady and she pushed him. And he wound up falling down a flight of steps, which he lost consciousness again. But they said when he woke up this time, he was almost like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Trey, would you like to elaborate?
Yeah. On what you were saying, yeah, I think where his problems came in at is during his younger ages when he was with his mother and his father. His dad wasn't a serial killer, but his dad was a rough guy. He hunted everything that they needed to eat, but his mother is the one that did the damage. The mother, she was not right herself. He went through a lot of sexual abuse and mental abuse with his mother. His mother had sex, well, basically had sex with him at the age of 13. So
Yeah.
Wow.
he didn't have a chance. He didn't have a chance when he was growing up because of his parents, and his parents got him out of quite a few things. Um, and Rosemary was the same way. Ironically, these two were only grew up 50 miles apart in the UK. That's what made it
Wow.
pretty
Yeah.
ironic. So,
Yeah.
you know, Jazzy, if you want to say something about Rosemary background, I could step out and come back in.
Well, Rosemary, she also was abused herself. She was abused by her dad. And when she met Fred, I think she was 13 years old when she met Fred.
Right, right,
Yes.
roughly about 13, 14.
Right, when she met Fred.
Mm,
And they,
Yeah.
they were together. I mean, when the dad did find out that him and her were together, he wasn't happy with it.
exactly.
But
Why wasn't he happy with it?
because he was way
It was
older than she was. She was only
different.
13.
And not only that, because the dad Rosemary dad had a sexual relationship with her too.
That's what I was about to
You
say.
know,
Mm.
he started having sex with her at an early age, and he didn't like when another man came into her life. So
The jealous nature.
Yes,
right,
yes, but they both were abused. Both of them were abused. So this is where this sickness came into, as far as them um, molesting their own children,
right,
and that when him and her did wind up getting married, they owned a house where the upstairs was a place where his wife was prostituting, and he knew about
What?
oh,
Yo,
this.
hold on. I'm gonna stop you for a minute. You let everybody know what we talking about. I see there's a lot of people that just showed up, and I just want them to know what we talking about. So can you just let them know what we talking about? I know today is True Crime Sunday. So Jazzy, can you elaborate on let them know what we talking about?
Yes, we're talking about Fred and Rosemary West. They were serial killers. They were from the UK,
right,
and
eh,
they were murdering, absolutely murdering their own children also, and
That's crazy.
and, young girls. But
Horrible.
as we
right,
stated, they both were being abused in an early age by their own parents. So this
r-
is where this came into, as far as them being not correct. I'm gonna say it that way, not correct, because
Right.
as I stated, they were abusing their own children.
That's
And
crazy.
yes, and Fred, um, he had no problem with his wife prostituting upstairs. They had a room
What?
upstairs where his wife was prostituting. You know, men were coming in, and this is one part that I thought was extremely crazy, because when her dad found out that she was prostituting,
mm-hmm,
oh, he used to go up there and pay her for it also.
Well,
right,
let me ask you
right,
something, right? Let me ask
Yes.
you something, right? On what y'all talking about now. I'm following y'all, and y'all telling me about, the father was molesting the child, and the mother was prostituting. So by y'all saying that, they, the mother and the father, because it starts with them first. Did they already was doing that already? The mother was already a prostitute probably when he met her, correct?
Right. It
yeah,
did show.
yeah,
It did say a part in where when he met her, she was already prostituting.
That's what I'm saying,
right,
because it has to have something, it had to be something to that nature
right,
for this to be going on. How can the mother let the father molest their child? You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm
But
like right now, I'm like toe up right now.
okay.
You
But
know, yeah.
yeah,
mind you, before he married Rosemary, he was married to another lady. Her name was Rena.
Mm.
Rena
She
Yes.
Costello,
right. She was also prostituting because she had got pregnant by Asian man.
Wow, that's crazy.
So
That's
I
crazy.
mean, they were just all messed up
Yeah,
yeah,
the whole
from
family.
the beginning. From the beginning, they were messed up.
Yeah. I just
Because
want to say hi to everybody in the chat real quick. Sorry we didn't get a chance to say hi to y'all. I'm into this. I'm into this. So, I hope y'all into it as well. Sorry for interrupting Jazzy, but I just wanted to say hi to everyone. I'm not going to shout individual names. Welcome everyone. All right. Yeah,
right,
Jazzy, go ahead. Sorry about
right,
that.
right. So he at first he was married to Rena,
mm-hmm,
and
It's crazy.
Rena, she, he was abusing her. He was being very forceful, far as, and eventually she left, but she left her children with him. Now, how could you, as a mother, leave your child with somebody that you know is not correct in the head?
Yeah, but Jazzy,
right.
it was
Yeah.
was Rena a prostitute too?
Rena was a prostitute
Yes.
See,
She
also.
that's what I'm
was,
saying.
she
That's
was,
what I'm saying.
she
Yes.
was, uh, but
But she
Rena,
couldn't take no more of the abuse. She was
Mm,
she was
okay.
she would go back and forth.
not,
I mean, she would leave him, then she would come back, and then he would do the same thing. She would come back.
yeah, not only
But
that. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, True.
he also was arrested, and he left one of Rena's daughter, which was his, with Rose, and she killed his daughter, and she waited for him to come home from jail and him and the son dug the daughter's grave.
That's
Right. Right. So, to expand on what Truth was saying, when Rena and Fred was married at the time, she couldn't take it because, she was the wife, but Fred also had other women that he was messing with on the side. Also, that was one of the main reasons she left. And when she left, like I said, like Truth said, she left the kids with Fred. And when Fred met Rosemary, they both got together, and Rosemary was still roughly around 17, maybe 18 years old when Fred first went to jail on a theft charge. And his oldest daughter from Rena, her name was Charmaine. She, Rose couldn't control her. So she didn't know how to stop the baby from crying and that kind of good stuff. And so, her and Fred talked, and they decided, that they would kill this little 8-year-old girl.
What?
And bury her in the basement of the house. So
Yeah.
that's how that came along. And they were both, like I said, unstable mentally and physically. They wasn't only known as serial killers; they was known as serial rapists also.
Yes.
Wow, psychotic, man. I can't see that.
Right,
Wow.
right. Because of
Yes.
the way that they killed a lot of their victims. They didn't kill them quick. They tortured them for a long time. They hung them up in the basement, some of them upside down, cut their fingers and toes off until they just couldn't take it no more. A lot of them just asked to be killed. That's how crazy these people were. And to add on to that, Fred, the serial rapist, he didn't want to rape them until they were gone, till they were passed away. They were dead.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had asphyxiation
Right.
with that, and I can't think of the name right now, but it's a disorder.
Yeah.
Now, what was the my question, excuse me, what was the nationality of these people, and where they geographically, where were they from in the United States, if they were in the United States?
UK.
Yeah, they're from the UK. They're British. They're the two most known vicious serial killer / serial rapist British couple that's ever been out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say hi to Tim. He just came in. What's up, Tim?
Hello, Tim.
Yeah, this is crazy. Just let me tell you, my honest opinion, this is one of the worstest one that the other one was, people losing their lives. It's not good at all. But this one here is like, it's like people losing their lives. Little kids is getting raped. It's a whole lot going on with this story right here. And it's troubling.
But it goes on today.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna sit back. And I'm not gonna interrupt, but it's like really like bone chilling. So
It
y'all
really
get
is.
ahead and finish your story.
It really is. It really is
Yeah.
bone chilling, and it's crazy because he met a person that was just as sick as he was, and they did this stuff together.
And that was the ironic part that I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe he met somebody so close to him that basically went through the same type of assault that he went through as they were both growing up. That was pretty ironic for me.
Yes.
What was disturbing to me was his 2 pregnant baby mamas that he killed,
Yes.
Yeah.
and they were seconds away from delivering.
He killed his baby mamas.
Yes.
Yes, because he didn't. He actually killed Rena, but that they didn't do any investigation on these people disappearing.
Now,
Maybe because a lot of them was prostitutes.
Yeah, but still,
They
that don't mean nothing because they were prostitutes. They're human beings, regardless. Everyone should be investigated for crimes they do.
right,
I
but they got
I
away with
agree,
this
but at
for
that time,
at least 20 years they were doing this.
That's crazy.
yeah,
Question. Now, what is the time frame from when they first start killing to after they've been killing?
1967 to 1987.
Oh wow, reign of terror.
Now, Yeah, and that range of killing went on during that time frame. They didn't even know that, that a lot of those people that they had killed, they didn't even realize that those people were missing. It didn't they really didn't start coming out until they had kids of their own. And that's what pretty much kind of did them in,
That's
Yeah.
Right,
crazy.
but you got to remember,
And remember the detective woman.
Right.
Remember the daughter had got into something and she confided in the detective.
Right. Right. That was
And the detective was the one that start putting stuff together. And that's when they went to that house, 225 Crenwell.
Cromwell.
Cromwell.
Right. So yeah, so that was the oldest daughter. That was Fred's and Rena's oldest daughter that was kind of lashing out because she didn't like the abuse that she was receiving from her father, because her father was, Fred was having sex with his oldest
Yeah,
daughter
that's what I was
also.
gonna say. Yeah, it's crazy.
So yeah, so she started lashing out, and they felt that she was going to give him up, and he killed
He
her
killed
also.
her.
He
That's
killed her also.
crazy.
Not only killed her, but he tortured her too.
Wow.
He also cut all her fingers and all her toes off also.
Dismembered her.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yep.
yes,
Mhm.
but you got to remember, he had gotten her pregnant. He
He
had got
did.
Anne Marie pregnant. Yes, he had got
He
her
did.
pregnant.
He
So
did.
he was afraid that he was gonna go to jail for child abuse or whatever, rape or whatever. So that's why he killed her.
Exactly. Killed
That's
her
crazy.
and
Remember that? It's just sad. It's a sad
So
story.
he had buried some in the basement, and he also buried some in the backyard.
Jazzy, how
exactly.
many people did he bury? How many people did he kill?
Roughly between 12. Well, between him and Rosemary, between Fred and Rosemary, they roughly killed between 14 and 16 people. And Rosemary had killed one person by herself because she was also into the raping and torturing also. So they did their killings between one another, and they did they killings apart also.
Yeah, I wish I had the pictures up, man.
Yeah, because they sound
That's
like you
crazy.
said, the UK's most prolific killers, right? That's what
For
y'all
real.
touting.
They are. They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody has stopped them yet.
Straight
Yeah.
maniacs. Straight
This-
maniacs.
Yeah, this couple makes Samuel Little look like a stepchild.
Yes,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So-
crazy.
because they was doing this to their own children. So
Yeah.
Right.
They had the bloody benders beat, Brooklyn.
Yeah, they got the blenders. Yeah, the benders beat.
Well,
The
God-
benders.
God bless.
Yeah, they
God
got
bless.
the benders beat by far.
Well, God
By
bless.
far.
Yes.
Lost lives. A lot
yeah,
of
Yeah.
them lost.
That's true. Yeah, when I got this story, when Jazz and Lola gave me this story, I started reading up on it, and I was like, man, this is a really good story. These people were really crazy. This is my first time ever hearing about this couple, to be honest.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah,
Likewise.
yeah. So I mean, they just didn't by chance become serial rapists and serial killers. You got to understand, this started as when they were kids. They, both of these guys' parents was pretty much doing the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it always starts at home, Dre. Absolutely. So
It
their
does.
parents had to been doing something similar to them. For them to go grow up as adults and start doing the same thing. It's always a chain reaction. It's always go from here. I'm telling you, you can see me from here to here. It always be that way. It always starts at home. That's what I try to tell y'all. Everything starts at home. Y'all always got to be aware of y'all surroundings. They killing their own family. That's what's like, wow.
and you know what's crazy about it is that he was making his children afraid because he told them, if you tell anybody, you're going to be under this table. So mind you, somebody was buried under the table.
Yeah, tell me about that, Jazzy. Tell me about that.
Well, one of the girls, they buried in the backyard, and they set the table over top of where she was buried, and this is how they kept their children from talking, because every time he kept telling them, if you tell anybody, you're going to be under the table, because there was a
Yeah.
body under the table.
Right.
So
Yeah.
so it's one of the kids they killed and put him under the table and used that kid as an example per se, right?
Yes.
Man,
Exactly.
that's terrible.
Exactly.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Horrible. And then it's crazy too, because when the dad was molesting the daughter, the mother was right there, and she was
Crazy.
inflicting pain also as he was doing that to their own child.
Wow, these
So you
people
know
are
these
mentally
people were
gone.
mentally ill.
They were,
Yeah,
but they was
mentally,
mentally,
seriously.
emotionally,
They
and
were.
physically.
That's true. But the psychologists and the people who studied both Fred and Rosemary, they were saying that Fred and Rosemary didn't know any different. They thought this was a normal way of life because of the way that they came up.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Right. Be-
Yes.
Rose never ever showed any remorse for anything that she did.
That's crazy.
No.
None.
No, she didn't. She didn't.
She blamed
And
it all on Fred.
right, she blamed it all on Fred. And if you go back and look at when Fred and Rose first got together, Fred was he worked in the slaughterhouse, slaughtering cows and pigs. That's how he learned how to dismember bodies.
Wow.
Mhm.
But as they said, he couldn't keep that job, so that's when he got Rosemary into prostitution. So that's how he was feeding the family. He kept Rosemary into prostitution, his wife, which she was completely okay with it, as long as her dad was still in on it. Because Rosemary's dad, like I said, he was also still involved in this whole relationship. It was like a menage a trois type of thing
That's crazy.
between Fred, Rose, and Rose's father. It was crazy. It was some sickening stuff going on.
Yeah,
Wow.
definitely.
And Rose and Rose also went out and helped Fred pick some of the women that they killed.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
most definitely.
This is
That's
definitely
crazy.
a tale unbeknownst to me that I never heard in my life. Not only were they prolific killers, they were atrocious. They was, child molesters. There was prostitution involved. This was a horrible situation all in one. I've heard many stories before, but I never heard all, psychotic entities and attitudes and attributes of different individuals put into one. This
Right.
is straight up mind-boggling.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It got me
But
going
mind you-
right now.
Mind you, I did see an episode of Criminal Minds, and they did something with Fred and
Similar.
Rosemary.
Really?
Yes.
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 Wow.
Right.
Oh, so
Right.
they made a episode about it then.
Right.
They did.
That's crazy.
They could do a
Yeah.
3-hour movie on this couple. This couple did so much. They got away with it for so long.
Woo.
They could make a 3-hour movie on this couple.
Yes. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And the
Well,
pain that they inflicted on their children. And
Right.
it was just unbelievable. As I started reading, I was like, oh my goodness. As
Right.
parents, to do something like that to your children.
Yeah, that's
Right.
crazy.
Right.
Makes
But
my
the-
blood.
Yeah, but at the end, Fred was a coward. He never was held accountable. He hung himself.
Oh, what?
That's what they usually
Yeah.
do.
That's what they say. That's what I said too. That's what they usually do. But that's what the report was that came back. But I think what happened when he got in there.
Yeah.
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 Well, they did say that they thought that the guards had something to do with it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
because they figured out he's a child molester. Y'all know what happened to child molesters when you go to jail.
That's
Absolutely.
right. They
That's
get
true.
no pass at all.
That's right.
But the children are innocent. They don't act
that
on.
all children.
And
That's
you know,
right.
their downfall. They had 8 kids between the two of them. They downfall. Get this. They downfall was when the kids were playing outdoors one day, because these killings have been going on for a long time. Now, when the kids was playing outdoors one day, there was a guy came riding down the street. They call it in the UK. They call it a bobby. I'm thinking that's a police officer riding a bike down the street. I'm
Yeah.
not for sure, But
Yeah.
anyway, one of the kids made a joke and asked the police officer. He said, what would happen to you if your parents were actually doing something and the kids, didn't give in to it. And the police said basically that he don't know. So one of the kids said, "Well, you'd be 2 steps down and 2 steps to the right, 3 steps to the left." They were referring to that's where he buried his first daughter that he
Right.
murdered was Heather.
What?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So
He gave them locations.
he gave him location. So that's what really tipped the police off. And that's how Fred and Rosemary got in trouble. Basically, from there, that's when they started investigating.
Yeah.
Right, but you got to remember, it was one girl that was a nanny, and they molested and abused her. She got
Right.
away, and she went
Right.
to her mother, and she
Right.
told her mother what happened.
Right.
Remember that part of it, guys?
Yeah.
That
Right.
she did get away, and she told what happened, but they didn't get in trouble for that because when it was time for her to go to court, she couldn't do it.
Right.
So they got
Exactly.
away with it. Yeah.
Exactly.
He was scared.
Yep. Yep. That's true. So
But why
That's
would she be scared? The worst is over. These people, they needed to get put away. They hurt her. She should have said something about it. She should have spoke up.
Sometimes what you should do is not what I mean, because their own kids heard what was being done until the daughter finally mustered up enough strength to tell her story.
That's crazy.
yeah, and I don't know how long they actually held that nanny before she actually got away, because like I said, they wasn't only serial killers, but they were rapists also. So they most likely mentally tortured her also.
Oh
That's
yeah, they
crazy.
was into bondage and everything else.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm telling
Yeah.
these people were
They
horrible.
even killed transgender.
What?
Right.
Had sex with the transgender and killed them.
Right. Right. But what amazes me, all this stuff that was going on, by the time the 8 kids that they had was old enough to go outside and play, the next door neighbors were always complaining about a stench around the house.
Yeah.
And what Fred's excuse is that he was doing renovations in the basement. He always had dirt dug up and all that kind of good stuff.
You
And,
see what the gentleman said?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good miniseries.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So, but anyway, to sum it up, basically how they got caught is when the kids was speaking out to this police officer, they started investigating, and they this was they didn't get brought up on charges until 1992, and during that time frame, when Fred was going through his case. One of his daughters actually told on him, so that's what did him in. And he didn't actually get convicted until 1994. He didn't stay in prison that long. He killed himself in January 1st, 1995. He supposedly hung himself in jail. So but that was like after spending, I want to say, 4 months in jail before that happened.
What? That's it?
Yeah.
4 months? And then
That's
he
it.
supposed to hung himself?
That's it.
They got to him.
Yeah, somebody
They
got
got
to
to
him.
him. Yeah, they
Yeah.
got to him. 4 months? Well, I thought it was
Right.
going to be like a few years. Nah, 4 months, yeah. They figured out what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once they convicted him and he went to prison, he didn't last that long.
Yeah, he wouldn't last long.
Usually they don't.
I'm surprised he lasts that long.
Right.
For real.
Right.
Right,
Yeah,
but
like
it was horrible because all the things that they were doing, and then to inflict this kind of pain on your children, just horrible,
Right.
just horrible.
But like they say, what comes around goes around, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
very beyond horrible. And I thank y'all once again. Y'all be bringing the information and stuff. I mean, maybe Criminal Minds need to recruit y'all for research.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, thank you.
It was
And Brooklyn Daughter also.
Yes.
it was definitely a good story.
Yeah,
I'm back.
definitely. Yeah, definitely a great story.
Yeah.
You know, y'all always, I come on. I don't know about everybody. I come on. I couldn't wait, to come on and see what y'all had to bring, to let us check out. And it's like I said, y'all never let me down. Like I said, I know it's a sad story, but these stories and they true stories, they need to be told. Because you never know who's living next door to you. You never know what's going on next door to you. So I like to come on and hear these things because that keep me aware of my surroundings.
Right.
When I go out, I watches people. Because you can go outside. I have kids too. My kids could never, when they was young, they could never. I heard my wife talk about this today. They could never go and spend a night at no one house.
Right.
No one.
Right.
I didn't let my kids go anywhere, without supervision. I made sure of that. I don't know if I was right from doing that, but I didn't want my kid to wind up like that. So I made sure that I gave them everything they want. They can go here, buy clothes, they can go out, but they have to have somebody with them. I made sure that I paid attention to my kids.
Right.
That's right. That's
Right.
right. That's right.
Because I believe that I mean, we all know as grown adults, when you have children, you are responsible to protect them because they can't protect themselves. But
Absolutely.
unfortunately, in this world, we have some people that don't even deserve children.
Yep.
And these are the results of it. And like I said earlier, I pray for the lost souls that have gone and passed through strenuous situations like that, and for the
Yeah.
many people that's going through it today. Because
Yeah.
although this is something that happened many years ago, it's stuff like this to this day,
Yep.
2020, that's happening.
Still going on.
Right.
Right. Right.
Yep. We just don't see it, but it's
Right.
still going on.
Yeah. We just
Oh,
don't see
Yeah.
it.
the only time we
Yes.
hear it is when it hit the news.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it could have
Yeah.
been prevented.
It could
Right.
have
But
been
it's
prevented.
weird because these kids were going back and forth to the hospital. I think they said that they went
Huh?
at least 31 times
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
hospital,
Man.
Yes.
and
Right.
no
Right.
Yeah.
one paid attention to this stuff that was going on with these children.
That's
Right.
crazy.
No.
That's
Yes.
crazy. That's crazy.
It is. Every time I can't even
Yeah,
I can't even wrap my mind around this.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't even wrap my mind around it.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. Like I said, out of all the stories, this one here like hits the most. For these
Yep.
people that did all they did, kidding me, into their own siblings.
To their,
Right.
to their
Yo,
own children.
Yeah.
And they
Children.
said that this place was a house of horrors because the
yeah,
things that were going
absolutely.
on. They found so many things there in that house, all kinds of belts, chains, this, that. They were hanging
Crazy.
these women.
Yo, Jazzy, I want to ask you something, man.
Hmm.
Now, out of all of this, okay, we already know that the father passed. Excuse me. What happened to the mother, and what happened to the kids?
Well, the mother, she's in jail.
Right?
Yeah, she's in jail, and she
And
was, she
and,
was
and the
trying to
kids,
fight.
they still out and about.
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
The
They're
kids
grown.
the kids are still out and about.
what?
One of the
Yeah, one of the kids, one of his boys that I know of, they said he's having problems. He's been in and out of jail. Not serial killing, but he's raping. He's been in
He's
and out of
on his
prison
way
for raping.
there. He's on his
Yeah.
way
So
there.
yeah. So
That's
they
crazy.
didn't really
Yeah,
say
but
how the other
the
8
other
kids were doing.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
Stephen actually made a TV show, a TV documentary about this.
That's crazy.
That was another one of the stuff.
Y'all
Right.
heard what they said? They still out here, y'all.
Right. From
Right.
BK.
You don't even know what they look like. I wish I had the pictures.
We
We
do have,
might have
we do have, but
walked
we need to
past
check
them
them out.
already.
Right. I
Right.
think
We,
I might have walked right past him.
right, but it is
Probably said,
people
"Hi,
that-
sir." You know,
BK, I think Dags made another important comment.
yes.
okay.
Oh, she did do an interview with BBC. Absolutely.
Yes.
His
Right.
daughter May.
Yes.
Yes, she did.
Okay.
And
Right.
it could have been
Wow.
30 victims. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, he should have
Yes.
been
Right.
on the panel. He got
Right.
a lot of information about this.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And welcome
Yeah.
to the family also.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome,
Right.
Diggs.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Dags.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime you want to come on, let us know.
Yeah.
You know, anyone want to come on and share some information, y'all let us know. You know, it's an open panel. We know we always be on here, but when I'm pretty sure that somebody will jump off and let someone else come on.
Absolutely.
So
Oh, yeah.
Anytime.
all you have to do is ask, you know.
Yeah.
I see Tara's up in here. I see a lot of people up in here, you know. Make
Right.
sure y'all smack those thumbs up, you know. But this one here, y'all, I'm telling you, I'm gonna have nightmares.
But
I'm
listen,
telling you now.
but you got to understand, this is what we do. We do true crime. So,
Yeah.
I mean, people may think it may be a little horrific, but the things that we try to do, we try to bring to people attention of things that happen various places, not just in New York, not just in Philly, not in Pennsylvania,
Yeah, it's crazy.
different places. So we try to bring that to the public so people
Yeah.
can be aware of it. So that's
Yep.
just what we do, guys.
Yeah,
Well,
welcome,
you.
Tara. I
Well,
see Cody man here too. Also,
Hello.
glad to see you guys. You know?
Right. Well, I'm telling you, I got up and made sure my doors were locked by 3 or 4
Yeah,
times last
that's
night.
what I'm
before I
trying
went
to
to
tell
bed.
y'all. I'm not playing around. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
Yeah.
You know, you never know who living
Well,
next door to you, man. You know, and you got your kids
see
out here.
that?
You go buy them a brand new bike and say, "Hey, y'all go out and play." You know,
Yeah.
you can't do that, man. You can't
Right.
send your kid off by itself because all the stories that the ladies been telling time and time over, my kid ain't going. I'm telling you, I was strict then. I'm more strict now.
Right. Right.
I'm way
And
more strict
So
than I was then. If y'all thought I was a bad parent then, I'm worse now.
well,
Right.
I'm
now,
telling you.
one of the things that we
Yeah.
one of the things that we were trying to bring across with this story is in reality, we have hundreds and thousands of kids that's missing.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the same thing be
Well,
happening.
That's
So
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what the story did to me last night. That's just from last night. I got to sleep with my lights on now. My light bill gonna be high. I can't even go to sleep with my lights
That's
off.
what I said. I'm gonna have nightmares,
You know,
Well,
I'm telling you.
especially when kids involved. What are you kidding me?
right.
Yeah, yeah.
You kidding me? Your
these-
own kids, man. I'm like, where you going?
Right.
Right.
And this is just a lesson to
And my kids are grown.
like just to catch your alley oop off of what Truth Diva said. I mean, this is a testament to how we know to this day we have a lot of reckless parents. You
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
you walk your
Yes.
kids in the mall and Walmart and all these places and you let them lag behind and you never know somebody can grab your child or there's a van outside or
Yeah.
you let your kids ride
Yeah.
bikes all the way down the blocks. Pay
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
could be you.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh,
Pay
yeah.
pay
attention.
very attention and be aware because there's a lot of crazy people out here and they don't care.
That's true.
Yeah, we appreciate you sharing that, King, because that's 100%. You know,
Yes.
you got to pay attention. That's why we do this. You know, I know it's sad stories, but like I said, if somebody got to do it. You know, if
Right.
God didn't want us to do this, we wouldn't be doing it. You
Right.
know, God don't make mistakes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why we do what we do, because we gotta go down that journey that the man upstairs had for us, all of us.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
God put us here for a reason. You know, we
Right.
here for a reason. So that don't know why I'm there. No, you here for a reason. And
Yeah.
these stories that we tell them for a reason. You know,
Right.
Yes.
and
Exactly.
you have to pay attention, because I'm telling you, every time they do it, I look forward to coming on. I'm like, what they got, and I tell them, they have the opportunity to let me know ahead of time, but I
But
don't want to know. I want to be surprised. I want to hear the story, because if I know the story, it's not going to mean as much when I know it. But I'd rather not know it. So when they, I can give my opinion about it, and I'm telling you, this one here, it's on fire.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
if you guys want to check out, they do have a documentary that you could
yeah.
take a look at. Um, guys need to see it. I mean, very, very kind of scary. Honestly, I understand what you're saying, Andre. It is kind of scary when you read on it and you hear the
And
things that they have done to people and also to their children.
yeah,
Right,
It's
exactly.
because
horrific. It's
yeah,
horrific.
because y'all actually reading it, you're absolutely like almost in the forefront. Y'all see exactly, y'all hear. Even the information that was shared is more to it than that.
Yes,
So
it's
Right,
y'all know more than what was told. So that
yes,
right there is going to have a hold on you, because of what you know. You
right.
know.
yes.
So yeah, because I'm gonna tell you what y'all just told me, man. I'm ready to get out this chair right now.
Now,
You know.
you know what's crazy is that
Mind blowing.
it wasn't. I didn't understand why those kids went to the doctor so many times and nobody fought for those children, and that's what makes me sad about this
Yeah.
story. As far as the children,
Yes.
Yeah,
nobody really helped these kids,
Now
and
check this out, right?
it's
With on
crazy.
with Jaji saying. Now y'all picture this now. Now picture this, y'all. What if it was your kid?
Right?
right.
Just picture that in your mind. What if that was your kid? Because they was murdering other people too. People
Yes.
that come to the home. Imagine your kid going over to visit, their friends, and this happened to your kid. Just picture that.
Right.
Picture that,
I
y'all.
can't.
I
I
know y'all
can't. 'Cause
can't. I know
my
that's what I'm saying. Everybody in the chat,
my
I
daughter was
know that.
not.
No, they
My daughter was
cannot.
not allowed to
So
stay at
that's what I'm saying.
nobody's
So they
house.
thinking that we
Nobody.
do these stories all like, go ahead and go all you want. And
Right.
then what's gonna, I want nothing bad on nobody. I don't want y'all to come back a year from now and say, you know what? Brooklyn and the family and they kept putting out these stories. They I was wondering why they kept doing these true crime stories, and you don't know what's going on until it hit home. So long as it ain't hitting home, people shred lightly on it. This
Right.
is
Cause
nothing. This is nothing to shred lightly on.
Right,
Right.
and that's
the,
Right.
true, Lola. You put something up. The kids were so afraid they wouldn't even change their clothes when they were in gym because they had so many scars up because they were being abused
Yes.
sexually, mentally, and physically. They were
Yeah.
being abused. Their parents was abusing them, and it was
See,
horrible,
crazy,
horrible.
y'all.
Yeah.
So don't shred on this lightly, and don't think that it's always about streaming and stuff like that. We do streaming, y'all know we pretty much do a lot of stuff, but we try to bring awareness to everybody so they can know that these things are happening, and we also got to pay attention.
Yes.
Pay attention
Yes.
to your surroundings. Because, like I said, I don't want y'all to look back on this a few years from now, next year from now, and something horrific happen, and y'all think about this. Pay attention, man. Pay attention, and we're gonna continue to do these shows. I know everybody on different time zones and stuff like that. We appreciate everybody, taking their time out, to watch to check us out because we appreciate it because it need to be told, and we're going to continue to do that. And like I said, women, ladies, look, salute, 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 because y'all on fire.
Right,
right.
but we have
Yeah.
to also
Yep.
give a salute to Lola.
Give
Yeah,
shout
to
out to
Absolutely.
Lola.
Lola.
Yep, Lola.
Yes,
Clap.
Lola brought this to y'all attention, right?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
and for those who don't know who Lola is my daughter. You know, um, she is fantastic. You know, she always on us. I don't care if I'm doing something wrong or right. She always there. Your daddy such. No matter if I like it, she's always in the forefront, letting us know what's right, what's wrong. Just because we are parents, that don't make us right all the time. You know, sometimes you gotta listen to your kids. That's what's wrong with us today. We don't pay
Yes.
attention to our kids. You know, every time our kids do something, we always think that we older and we know more than them. And it's not really true. It's not really true. Because I listen to my kids. My kids is real smart, real smart. I don't care if I do something. They respect what I do, but I like my kids because they'll say, "Well, Dad, you know what you just did, man. You know, I don't think that was cool." You know,
Absolutely.
and right,
Absolutely.
right, and I
Yeah.
and I sit down and I listen to my kids. I say, you know what, man, you know you're right. I don't go get that. I don't go get out of here. Y'all know what I was
Mhm.
about to say, but
Yes.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
I listen to my kids. That's why me and my kids have a great relationship because I let them voice their opinion. Because just because they're my kids, they're human too. They have rights and stuff like that. Also, they look at things too, and I let my kids like, yo, look, what's wrong? They tell me whatever. My kids are not afraid to talk to me, so I'm just gonna put it to you like that.
Yes. But
You're supposed to be able to have a relationship with your kids because
Yep.
if your kids can't come to you, who else can they count on if they can't come to you?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Always
Yeah.
a
Absolutely.
door open, but no matter what, I tell my kids, I don't care no matter what it is.
Yeah. Come talk to
We can
you.
talk about it.
You heard what
Yeah.
she
We can
said?
talk
Read it,
about it.
Jazzy. You see what she
Right.
said?
Communication is the key. I
Yeah,
mean,
she
Yeah.
said, right. She
Right.
said, you told me many years ago, always speak up for yourself and be honest, no matter if it's to you and mom.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And she telling
Yep.
y'all herself. I always tell them, yo, tell me what you got to say. You
Right.
know, tell me
Right.
what you
But
got to say.
this,
Because,
Brooklyn. Sorry,
yeah,
Brooklyn.
because I don't want them to feel that, we right all the time. And sometimes we ain't. You understand? And just because we are parents, we got to we got to be right because we're the parents. And that's not right. That's
yeah.
not right. And that's why I tell my kids all the time, yo, tell me, yo, let me know what's up. Tell me how you feel about it or what you think about it. And
Right.
they'll
Right.
tell me their opinion. And I'll listen to them.
Right.
I
It's
don't yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
no, no. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
Dre.
Brooke. No,
No, no, no, no. Yeah.
I was just getting ready to elaborate. I was just going to agree with you guys. It's always good to keep that open relationship between you and your kids, because you don't know what your kids are thinking, and
Right.
and half the time, like for instance, if you got on your kid and you really didn't mean to, it's good for your kid to be able to come back and talk to you about things like that. It's always good to keep that open communication going.
Well,
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
say on that note, I say the same thing. It's good to keep an open relationship with your child because at the end of the day, like you just said, you don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
And, nowadays with children, YouTube is raising them, the streets is raising them,
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
enemy is raising them.
Computer.
So at the end of the day, computer, at the end of the day, for them to have open communication with you is the key because
Yeah.
what might be stressing them out in today, which is another topic, is a lot of these children, even older children, are going through depression, and a lot
Yeah.
of us don't know the signs.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
being that you could communicate with your child and your children, you could get a little a
A
gripe,
grip on. Yeah.
yeah,
You
a
can get a
grip
grip
on
on what they saying.
on what they're saying,
Yeah.
and you can see the symptoms of it. Because a
Yeah.
lot of us, we don't know how to diagnose depression.
Yeah.
We
Hmm.
go through things in our life and we just handle it. But for
Yeah.
Right.
other people, it's not that easy. So
Yeah.
at the
Right.
end of the day, make sure you keep an ear open and make sure you always try to keep that communication between you and your children. At the end of the day, it
Absolutely.
could be more helpful than harm.
Yep. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's
ask y'all
true.
one
Yes.
question, right? I'm gonna ask y'all one question, right? Do you know why your kid is rebelling? Anyone?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
personal, I know why.
Yeah, just tell me why. Why would you think your kid rebels? I just want to hear, Dre. What what
Yeah.
what what you think? Why?
Well, I think your kid to start rebelling, and like you say, if you don't take time to listen to your kids' problems, and
Bingo.
they're gonna obviously start rebelling on you.
That's right. Because you're
You know
not paying attention to them.
Right.
exactly,
You understand?
exactly.
You're not
Yep.
paying attention. They come to you and and it's like always, get away.
Right,
No, no, you cannot.
right,
You cannot do that. No, go get out of here. What I say, go.
Yeah.
right.
That's why they rebel.
Of course.
That's
Also,
why they rebel.
Yep.
it could be a case like if it's a
One
situation
one
where
thing
you
I can
also, pardon me. Also, it could be a case where you and your significant other are not together anymore, and the
True.
love that you share between your child and you has been divided. So in that way, in shape, form, and fashion, they might be rebelling because they never saw that the parents might
Yeah.
split, and that also might be traumatic to them also, being
Yeah.
that they're so young, they don't know how to deal with that.
Yeah.
Right. So the whole point in this to me is always keep that open line of communication because you don't
Yeah.
want your kid
Definitely.
going out talking to some stranger,
Yeah.
giving them attention because you never know
Exactly.
what those strangers have. Uh,
Yeah. And that's
Right,
exactly
but it's
right.
crazy. Not even strangers. Look at the parents.
One thing,
Right.
exactly.
You know?
one thing
Yeah.
that I was raised on, every Sunday, my mom would sit down with all her kids, and couldn't nobody leave that table until we expressed how we felt and
Yeah.
what was going on. And I
Absolutely.
followed routine that my mom had. Every day I asked my kids, "How was your day? What happened today?"
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You
That's a
know,
big
Pay.
thing.
my kids, I didn't just tell them to go upstairs, turn the computer on, and leave me alone.
Yeah. And that's what
I
happens a
might
lot.
have still wanted to hear about how was their day also.
Yeah.
That's very important
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Got to
Yeah.
pay
to
attention,
ask
y'all.
them how they're feeling.
Yeah.
Right.
Got
I
to pay
agree.
attention. But we're gonna move on with the show. I know everybody voice their opinion, how they feel about certain things. So we're gonna turn it over to King and see if he have anything that he want to share with us. Before we wrapped it up, because I'm pretty sure that we wrapped it up, we summed it up and whatnot, right, Jazzy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So
Yes.
King, you got anything you want to share with us, or
Yes, I got a couple of things I want to talk to the community about. Hello, community. This is Brooklyn and the family. We are the family. You are our family. And I just want to sprinkle some knowledge on y'all. So, maybe to help y'all somewhere down the line. Um, through this, the crisis we still going through. Um, Amazon announced today a new feature on the Fire TV and the Fire tablets where they are letting users access free content. They're also accessing from 100 different partners for TV shows, movies, news programs, educational programs, and wellness programs. So if you have an Amazon products, any one of them, especially like Fire Stick, Fire TV, or Fire tablets, they have free content for you as of right now, and you could check it out. So you could check that out on the Fire and Amazon tip, and see what it is for you and see what it could do to make you happy as regarding as content. Also, Plex has launched two standalone apps. One is a music player, and the other is a server manager. Now, these have been released by Android. They are the Plex amp is a destination for you to listen for music. It's actually a music player, something similar to SoundCloud. So you can check out that. And the Plex Dash is a mobile server. It's a management tool, and it manages your files, and it also manages your files within the app in your web service. So check those two items out. It's the Plex Amp, which is the music player, and the Plex Dash, which is an outside source um, manager for your files and everything dealing with the Plex on the web service. Also, the NBA is releasing a streaming app. They're partnering with Microsoft where they're making a brand new app for the fans where they could purchase watch tickets, watch games, buy merchandise, and also participate in fantasy and etc. So check out for the new NBA streaming app that the NBA is partnering up with Microsoft. Next note, my last note, the Peacock app by Comcast, which is NBC Universal. They also released their app, the Peacock, so Xfinity One and Flex Affinity Flex customers. It is a service that allows people to watch content from anything that Comcast, NBC, and Universal. So there'll be the official launch is in July 15th, but what they're trying to do is to speed it up. Even though while we in this crisis, they're trying to speed up the launch date, which is July 15th. So look out for that. But if you're an X1 Affinity and Flex customer, the app is already launched on your devices. So check out for that. But look out for a closer launch date than July 15th. Black CNN. Peace.
All right. All right. That's what's up. We appreciate that. I saw Matrix coming here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, what's up, Matrix? All right. For those who don't know, this is Matrix. He's an iconic. Brooklyn Cord Cutters. I'm also an iconic. Let me get the link and put the link in the chat. Can one of y'all grab the link and drop the link in here for me?
Yeah, let me look for the link, Brooklyn.
Yeah. Just grab the link for me and put it in here. We do a lot of stuff over there at Iconics. So we're gonna put the link in here so you guys who never came and joined Iconics, over there we do icons and a lot of stuff, not just icons. Come over there and check us out. These guys is fantastic. They do amazing jobs, and I'm glad to be a part of the team over there at Iconics. They keep me occupied, in this time right now. I sit home and sometimes I don't have things to do. Being that I'm over there with them, I stay active, and I want to thank them for letting me be a part of the Iconic family. So Dre, if Dre can get the link and drop the link in here. Well, you know what? You don't even have to drop the link. The link is already in the description of this video. So, you can go click on the link to Iconics. We appreciate y'all come over there and check us out. If y'all need some artwork done or something like that, y'all can come over there and, y'all can ask us, and somebody over there will, do their best to fulfill what you asked for. And we also have our link also to our Telegram group in the link in the description of this video. So we appreciate if y'all can come and join us, and we do a lot of stuff over there too. All you gotta do is go click the link and crossing your knowing anything, and we offering a lot. I don't want to put too much on YouTube, but come check us out. We do a lot of stuff also. And I personally want to thank the ladies, for such a great job that they do week after week with these stories, and I wish I had a plaque to give y'all because y'all deserve it. Y'all deserve it.
Thank you, Brooklyn.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Y'all
Brooklyn.
deserve it. And you too, Andre. Andre part of they little
Yes.
click.
Yes.
No, the ladies do all the work. They do good.
Yeah, but
Nah,
Andre like what we like.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Andre, you good too, bro. You
Yeah.
good too.
Yes.
I'm glad that you found something that you like to do too, other than what I know you like to do other things too, but you really fit in with them. Truly, you really fit in with them.
Right.
Y'all make a complete package. Yeah, and
So
I want to
before we
say,
leave Brooklyn, I just want to say what we were talking about. We was talking about Fred and Rose West,
okay, yeah, Jackie.
serial killers. This happened in the UK.
Yeah, it happens in the UK.
Wow.
That's a true crime Sunday.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely dope. It's definitely dope.
I really.
So we're gonna wrap it up. We don't want to take up too much of your time. We're approaching that 1 hour. We always try to stay on for 1 hour. Matrix, you don't have to thank us, Matrix. This is what we do. We try to support everybody. And I want to thank you. For welcoming us into your family also.
Salute, Matrix.
Yep.
Yeah,
Good
salute.
job. Salute Matrix.
Yeah,
Salute,
fantastic crew.
Thanks
over
for the
there.
icon, brother.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah, y'all need to come check it
Yeah.
out, man. Iconics, man.
Yeah.
Iconics. All right.
Yep.
Come check us out. I'm gonna let everybody say their goodbyes. We're gonna do it the proper way. So we're gonna to my right we got Andre. So we're gonna start with him. All right.
Yeah, I want to say great show to everyone on the panel today. Good information. And I also want to thank everyone in the chat for coming in, watching the show today. And I just want to say stay safe and be blessed. And we'll see you next time.
Yes. Okay. Next up is the Mighty King.
Hey, I would like to say, God bless our panel. We have a wonderful team. And I like to say, all those that's out there in this crisis, be safe. Keep in touch with your loved ones, and everything will be all right. As long as you got God in your life. And I also want to say, shout out to all. Shout out to my son Junior and my stepdaughter Michaela. And I love everybody. And my motto: I love my team.
That's right. That's right. And next up is True Diva.
Yes, I'd like to thank all of y'all on the panel, and I'd like to thank everybody in the chat. And I'll see y'all Tuesday for Tech Talk Tuesday.
Absolutely. And then next up is my beautiful wife, Jazzy.
Thank you guys for supporting us and coming out to the show. And if you want to take a look at it, they do have a documentary. I think it's a very good show that we did today and the topic. And don't forget about Tech Talk Tuesday. And don't forget about Game Show Thursday, guys.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Thank Jazzy. So I want to show everybody, come join us Tech Talk Tuesday. I got my boxing. Right. I got my boxing. We're gonna reveal this. This is the channel master that we spoke about in the previous video. We're gonna unbox it. We're gonna do an unboxing on the channel master. All right. So tune in this Tuesday for Tech Talk Tuesday with Brooklyn and the family. All right. And I want to thank everybody from time after time for coming and showing us, love and support. We appreciate it. And like I said, don't forget to check us out over there at Iconics. All right. And my name is Brooklyn Cord Cutters, and this is my family. Until the next video, y'all. Brooklyn and the family. Out.
Good night.
Good night.
Good
Take
night.
it easy, people. Be safe.